It's your boy Easy said it done, man. Hey, just about to touch upon, what we seen last night in the NBA Finals. If you was under a rock and you didn't see it, the New York Knickerbockers, they finally got it done, y'all. The Knicks finally get it done. They handle the Spurs. They win the series in four to one in 5 games, gentlemen sweep. Um, congrats to the New York Knicks, man. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. Um, just what else can we say? They earned it. They deserved it. Just like any other champion in NBA history, they might have caught a couple breaks or whatnot throughout the journey, throughout the process. The East was kind of weak, but at the end of the day, when they went up against the Western Conference champion, San Antonio Spurs, a team that was favored to beat them, a team that on paper probably is more talented, on paper had the best player in the series. The Knicks proved to be the best team in the series. Simple as that. They proved to be the best team. They proved to have the best player, and they deserve it, man. And this is an interesting championship, man. Very, very interesting. If you look at the last champions, it's been what the Thunder, the Celtics, um, the Nuggets. You look at those teams. Those teams are built through the draft. All those teams were built through the draft. The Nuggets, their foundation is obviously Jokic Murray. They won a championship with Porter. They had a couple free agents like Aaron Gordon, but Christian Braun was a rookie draft pick. They built through the draft. The Celtics, obviously, Tatum Brown, the whole, cast was primarily draft picks. Well, the core was draft picks. So they did have Derek White, they had Porzingis, they had Al Horford who wasn't drafted there. So they had a mixture, but the core, the foundation was built through the draft. You look at the Thunder, obviously, basically all their players were built through the draft. They had obviously, like I said, a couple key free agent signings. Every team, I don't care if you built through the draft or not, every team has to make a couple shrewd free agency moves to get you over the top. You just have to, and every team has done it. But those teams were constructed in that way, and they, won championships recently. But the Knicks are a completely different story. I don't know if people pay attention. First of all, shout out Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson took that pay cut a couple years ago, and he left over 100 million on the table, man. He could have been a selfish son of a bitch. He could have been like LeBron James. Yeah, I'm 41, but I still want the max deal. I still want everything I deserve. I still want what I work. Shut your old ass up. How you gonna say that? But then yeah, uh, him and Steve Nash in mind the game. Yeah, there's no other point for me to play at this time besides to win. I mean, there's no other reason. What else would I do it for? I'm doing it to win. So obviously, I don't want to go to a team that's rebuilding, nothing like that. I want to play for a team that has a chance to win. You want to play for a team that has a chance to win, but at the same time, oh, I want my max contract. I want a max deal. Who's gonna give you a max deal, and you think you're gonna win, LeBron? Like this is kind of delusional, idiotic behavior that LeBron James displays at times, and his agent and everybody around him, all his fans, all y'all are delusional and goofy. But let me get off of him. I don't know why I went to that goofball, LeBron James. Let's get back to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson did the opposite. He didn't sit there and say, "I want the max, and I'm gonna get every penny I deserve." And da da da. No, he left money on the table to build a team around him to do what? To win. And that shit came to fruition, dog. So I have to give a round of applause to Brunson just for that. And it's crazy because, Bridges, he didn't play great all the time. He didn't. Bridges did not play great all the time. He was hit or miss. But he's a winner. Bridges is a winner. You know, he did play good last night. He had one of his better games of the series right on time, especially throughout the first half. Besides Brunson, nobody else was really stepping up except for Bridges consistently for the Knicks yesterday, and that was huge. That was huge. Like the Knicks got their first bench point. I think it was in the second half. I don't think they had a bench, or maybe the end of the first half. I think they had like 2 or 3 minutes left. They got their first bench points. Like it might have been Jordan Clarkson. like they. It's crazy because Even though they built their team that way, I don't think people realize like what Jalen Brunson did, how big that is, man. Like he allowed OG, he allowed Brunson Hart, all those ancillary pieces to be on the team and have a role. And he clearly, the Nova Knicks, he kind of basically let them know, like, I'm leaving this money out here, but y'all have to get Bridges. Y'all have to get Hart. You have to keep Hart. Like, I already know that was part of the deal. He wasn't about to move past that money and let that money pass without guaranteeing knowing, okay, I'm not taking this extra money, but y'all have to give it to Bridges. Y'all have to give it to Hart. Y'all have to sign Cap. He did that. Brunson did that, man. That was him, and him. Without Brunson being unselfish and leaving that money on the table for the rest of the team, we're not here today talking about the Knicks being a champion. So before we even get to the on the court, let's talk about Brunson, the man, the player, the mentality. Like I said, not being LeBron James, trying to take every penny, but at the same time saying you want to win. That don't make no fucking sense. You're lying. You don't want to win if you want to try to take every penny, old man. Brunson shows you what it really means to, oh, I'm really sacrificing for the betterment of winning. Not just running your fucking mouth talking about it, but then on the other side of your mouth talking about, so I want max money. No. He let it go. He said, okay, I'm gonna let y'all keep this extra money, but make sure y'all do that. And they did it. And look what they did, y'all. A team of misfits. Like I said, I brought up all like three of the previous champions in the past, 3-4 years. The Nuggets, the Celtics, the Thunder. They got built through the draft. None of the Knicks players are draft picks. Like none of them, basically, none. I think Mitchell Robinson, as far as the people that play, Mitchell Robinson might be the only one. Brunson wasn't drafted there. Bridges wasn't drafted there. Hart wasn't drafted there. OG wasn't drafted there. Kent wasn't drafted there. Alvarado wasn't drafted there. Clarkson wasn't drafted there. Shannon wasn't drafted there. McBride might be the only one. And I don't think he was drafted. He might be an undrafted rookie. I mean, undrafted pick. So McBride and Mitch Robinson was the only guys that like a part of the main rotation that they actually drafted, yo. And they built this team up around Brunson. And I'm just like everybody else. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think Brunson would be this, but Brunson has won me over as a fan, man. About 3-4 years ago, when he first went to New York, I'm like, he's good, but I don't think he's that good. He kind of, got the flopping tag, and I kind of, leaned on that myself. I kind of looked at him as a flopper of somewhat. I didn't all the way dismiss his game and his talent. I know he has game. I know he has talent, but I definitely labeled him as a flopper. But throughout the last 2-3 years, he's really earned my respect to the point where not only I respect him, I started liking him like this year, this basketball season. I really started rooting for Jalen Brunson. Like I mess with Brunson, dog. Like he's a real baller. He's a real one. He does it the right way. I just love the way he built though. Like I'm talking about not physically, Paul. I'm talking about his mindset, his makeup. Like the dude is ironclad, man. Like he doesn't get phased. He doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low. He's the perfect leader for a basketball team, and he's the perfect star for New York City because New York come with a lot, man. You can't be no thin skinned ass dude being in New York, dog. You can't be reacting to everything or getting high when things good and getting low when things bad. Nah, like that's like and then no shot at him, but like Big Cat, that's kind of like his personality. Like if Big Cat was the face of the franchise, it won't be going that good. If he was the best player, he had to be the leader. It won't be going that good because he's more emotional, he's more volatile. And to be honest, I look at Big Cat as if someone's a front runner, and I'm not trying to rain on his parade. I want to give all the flowers to the Knicks today. I'm not trying to talk negative, but I'm just speaking in context so you can see the difference how I look at like Brunson and Cat. Brunson is more of a, like I said, either kill. He's gonna stay the same, good or bad. Cat is a front runner. When shit going good, yeah, he doing all these signs, doing all these things in the crowd, doing things, when things going bad, it's he looking out of the game, he get foul trouble. We all know Big Cat. So you can't have your leader moving like that. So the fact that Brunson is the guy, he the leader, I'm telling you, man, in New York City, like much as we all know, Donovan Mitchell's a baller, dog. Mitchell's a baller. I don't know if he could have been like in Brunson role and took these guys the way as far as Brunson took them. I don't know. I'm not saying he couldn't have, But I don't know if he could have. I just don't know, y'all. I'm just keeping it 100. I don't know if he could have, man. Appreciate y'all stopping by and people in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. Who's that? Yuri Zamora. What's up, man? Shane Crum and Levi Wells. Shout out, gangs. What's up, gang and them? Appreciate y'all stopping by, chopping it up with the boy, man. Nah, man, I had to get the Knicks some flowers. Like I said, a team for the misfits, a coach that's a misfit, a coach that I was on record saying I love to hire. I think he's going to make an improvement with over what Thibodeau was doing. And a lot of people, especially in New York, was like, man, I don't know why we fired Thibodeau. Tibbs, man, we getting better every year, man. Tibbs, man. Tibbs is not the guy, dog. Like, he knows bad, so he's a good coach, but he was stuck in his ways too much. Like we seen him wear down the Bulls. He wore down Derrick Rose, ran him into the ground. He ran Luol Deng into the fucking dirt. He ran Joe Kim Noah into the dirt. All them dudes in Chicago. We seen him do it already. He the one that started Jimmy Butler getting ran into the damn dirt. That was Thibodeau. And we seen what he was doing in New York, the same stuff. Want to keep playing 7, 8 guys in the playoffs, when you got a bitch for the player. I swear on everything I love last year. Last year, I remember I kept telling my brothers, like, why didn't I put the Shaman in the game? Why didn't I plan this dude more? Why did I do this? It's like, people are like, no, Shaman. What the hell are you talking about Shaman, man? What is he? He's not that good. Da, da, da. Mike Brown came over here. Y'all see what he did? Huh. Y'all see what he did, right? He put Shaman in the game. He used Bridges. McBride. He used Clarkston. He wasn't afraid to go 10, 11, even 12 deep to the bench. Like, that's the difference between Mike Brown and Thibodeau. And offensively, he unlocked them. He unlocked them in a different way that Thibodeau wasn't doing. We all know Tibbs defensively, that's his strong point. Tibbs gonna have the defense good, but that wasn't a problem. Their problem was offense and basically the rotation, the minutes. And you see Mike Brown, he came in and he did what he had to do with regards to that. And we got to give Mike Brown credit, man. Like I said, he was a cast off, former Lakers coach, former Browns coach. I said Browns, former Cavs coach, and former Sacramento Kings coach. He took the Kings to the playoffs. They lost. They got rid of him. Him and De'Aaron Fox reportedly had some type of issues. And look who got the last laugh now, y'all. Who got the last laugh? Mike Brown or De'Aaron Fox? De'Aaron Fox, man. We gonna get to him in a minute because I'm gonna get to the Spurs, bro. Man, ooh, that was rough. But Mike Brown, he's vindicated because LeBron James fired him twice. I feel like he couldn't win with them. He couldn't win with him. Um, the Kings got rid of him unceremoniously when he was in the process of bringing him back to being relevant. So Mike Brown, a lifelong coach, journeyman coach, he's been a champion as an assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? Been around the block, and now he finally get the hoist the trophy as a head coach, man, as a black man too as well in New York City. That's a beautiful thing, man. Like Mike Brown will always forever be like vindicated now. You always have like a certain amount of respect on his name now that because he's the champion. He deserves it, man. Because Mike Brown obviously he know what he's doing. He put in his time. He put his dues in to become a coach. Like I said, he's been a coach multiple times. And if this didn't go good, we all know he probably gonna get another chance again. As a black man in coaching in sports, especially with any sport, but you don't get second, third, fourth chances often. Like that's just doesn't how it works. It's not how it works usually. So the fact that this was his fourth coaching chance, and he got the ring, man. I'm so happy for Mike Brown, man, for sure. I'm happy for Mike Brown. I'm happy for Brunson, man. I'm happy for Cat, Bridges, Hart. Shout out my man Hart, Mo County native, DMV. What up, my boy? Yeah, man, Alvarado, McBride, all them dudes contributed, man. The dude, Hick Porty, whatever his name is, he came in the game because Cat and Mitchell Robinson got in foul trouble early yesterday, and he came in the game and gave them some good minutes. He had a nice block. He had a couple of decent plays. Like Everybody contributed, man. And it's like you gotta respect stuff like that, man. You gotta appreciate that. Like I said, they built this team through free agency, through shrewd moves, through relationships. Obviously Rick Brunson, Jalen Brunson, the Nova Knicks. It was very unconventional, but they got it done, man. They're a veteran team. Even though there's a kind of a misfit group that they put together through free agency and whatnot, they still are a team. They still have been growing and getting better together over the last couple of years. They still are a veteran team. They're not a young team. They all pretty much like in the middle of their prime. All their main players. OG, he in his prime. Cat, he in his prime. Brunson, he in his prime. Bridges, he in his prime. Hart, he in his prime. All they main guys are in their prime, and it was just a perfect mashup of timing and moves that led up to the Knicks being who they are and where they are right now, which is NBA champions. After 53 years, the New York Knicks are NBA champions, man. So congratulations to the Knicks, dog. Y'all did it. Jalen Brunson, 45 points in a closeout game. Tied for the third all time behind Bob Pettit did it in one year. I don't know when the hell that was. Bob Pettit. We all know the old baller Bob Pettit. I think he was a center. Shout out to Bob Pettit, man. He dropped 50 in the closeout. And I know all y'all remember about 4 or 5 years ago when Giannis dropped 50 against the damn Suns and closed them bum ass dudes out. And Mikhail Bridges, ironically, he was a part of that team. So, he was on the other side of the finals not too long ago. So, Bridges, you know, he's seen two of the most epic finals performances up close and personal the last 5 years. But besides Giannis dropping 50 on the Suns in the closeout, and Bob Pettit and Michael Jordan, obviously, we all know Jordan did what he did in 98. He dropped 45. Brunson, he right up there with MJ, man. He dropped 45 points and in the closeout game on the road as a lower seed, as the underdog in the series, even though they were up 3-1, going into that game. It's amazing, man. Like I can't say enough about Brunson, man. Brunson is just continue to prove who he is and earn respect, earn earn legacy points. In New York City, I don't think he would ever have to pay for a cup of coffee. He's not going to pay for a slice of pizza, a chopped cheese. He's not going to pay for nothing in New York. Nothing. Some Fonto leaf. Whatever y'all do in New York, he ain't paying for none of that. No more. Jalen Brunson is the king of New York, dog, and he deserves it, man. Shout out to Brunson. 45 points in the closeout game. Finals MVP. Put the team on his back. He stepped on Wimpy, landed in his zone. He stepped on Wimby's foot, twisted his ankle, shook that shit off, kept balling, kept going hard. That's what I'm saying, man. When you do shit like that, you gonna earn my respect, man. You gonna earn my respect. You gonna earn my appreciation as a baller. And I appreciate and respect Jalen Brunson, dog. Simmons a real baller. He's a real one, dog. He's a thoroughbred. Like I said, I love his makeup, his personality, and all that. And I'm so happy for him, man. You can see how happy he truly was. After they won that championship last night, you can see how much it meant to him, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the Knicks, they've perpetually been coming up short over the decades, and this version of the team has perpetually been coming up short over the last couple of years. We all thought they should have made it to the finals last year when they let the Pacers come and rush their ass off, and a lot of heartbreak. The first round, they was down 2-1 to the Hawks. Everybody thought they was about to get eliminated in the first round, and then here we are, a couple weeks, well, a month or so later, here we are. These guys are champions, and they went on a hell of a run. And the only game they lost during that run, we all know, is because Donald Trump came to that game. Donald Trump came to the fucking game and gave the Knicks some bad juju, and that's the only hiccup they had during this run. And I'm so happy, kind of, in a way, that it's going to go down in history that they were on a 13-game winning streak until Donald Trump came and he messed it up. And then they lost, and then they proceeded to go on another streak and win the rest of the games again. So it's like a fact. It's a known fact. The only thing that slowed them down was Donald Trump having his presence in at the game, and that's great for history because that's the type of dude Trump is, and I want him to go down as the guy that fucked up the New York Knicks streak and being a bad luck omen because that's what he is. So I'm happy that's gonna go down in history right there. But dog, shout out to the Knicks. Now let's go to the Spurs, man. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the Spurs real quick. De'Aaron Fox, go ahead and pack your bags, brother. Go ahead and get your affairs together, man. Get your life affairs, your kids, see what make sure they're good for school and all that kind of stuff, and your friends and family, whoever living with you, you prepare them. Hey, you got to start looking at these other houses. You got to start looking at other areas because we they getting you up out of there, champ. You gone, De'Aaron. You gone. You had too many opportunities to show something different, and you just couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it, brother. And I'm a De'Aaron Fox fan. I'm a De'Aaron Fox fan, truly. I want the best for De'Aaron Fox, but I can't believe he came up short as he did. And it's not even like his game per se. It's like the way he went about it. I know he had a bad ankle and all that, even though that happened like a month ago now, the injury. But at the same time, it's like I can't give you that excuse, man. That bad ankle, like I said, you done played 3 weeks on it. Like it is what it is at that point. I still gotta judge you for the product that you produce. And what you produced, the Aaron Fox was nothing, bro. You produced nothing but disappointment. Like the way you played the game was very disappointing. You looked unsure of yourself. You looked at unconfident. Dylan Harper, a freaking rookie, he comes in the game and he just do what he want when he wants to. That's what it looked like to me. He does what he wants when he wants. A rookie, he, like if he could come in and do that, why are you playing the way you're playing? So unconfident, so unsure of yourself, so uninspired. He made some good passes yesterday. I'm not gonna make it seem like he's just completely horrible. De'Aaron Fox made some decent passes. He played a good defense at times, but you're not an impact, bro. You are a liability, bro. Like too many bad shots, too many misses. Like De'Aaron Fox, I'm so disappointed, man. I'm so disappointed, dog. Dylan Harper was the best player on their team yesterday. Dylan Harper is a future star. He's a raw rookie, and he was doing what he was doing. He hasn't refined his game. He hasn't. His jumper is going to get better. His experience is going to be additive for him. He's going to get better with experience. He's going to get better with more time to work on his game, to work on his weaknesses. So Dylan Harper is not going to do nothing but go up. And you cannot have him on the bench next year, dog. You just can't, especially for De'Aaron Fox. I'm sorry, you can't, man. Fox is not a bad player. It's just a bad mashup, a bad mix-up of players. When De'Aaron Fox first signed with the Spurs, they didn't have Castle, they didn't have Harper, so he didn't know what he was getting himself into. As far as I'm gonna be in this crowded backcourt, so neither side knew what they was gonna get themselves into. So unfortunately for the Aaron, the top of the draft, the Spurs kept getting good draft picks, and they were guards. They were guards that were available that they wanted to pick. They didn't want to move past, and they were wrong for that because Castle's clearly a future All Star. He's a dog. Dylan Harper's a future All Star. He's a dog. He's an NBA future player. So they made the right decisions. De'Aaron Fox, he was supposed to be the icing on the cake. Like, okay, we got Wemby and we got these two young dogs and we got me. So we gonna win. That's what it was supposed to be. But instead of that, De'Aaron Fox, you came up short, my bro. You came up short, my boy. You came up short. You looked like you were scared. You looked like you ain't had confidence, and that's gonna cost you, my boy. That's gonna cost you. I believe they're gonna trade you because you are good. You are valuable. You know what I'm saying? So they could use other pieces around that team to make them better. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna get other different type of pieces with that team to make them better. I would like them to get go after somebody like Bobby Portis. I don't know why. I don't know why I said Bobby Portis, but I feel like the Kings. I mean, I said the Kings. The Spurs should like trade Fox to the Bucks. Get Bobby Portis. Get maybe Cam Thomas. I don't know if he still play for the Bucks. Somebody like that. It's like a score if you need him to. Some more punching power, scoring power off the bench. But like a Bobby Portis, and maybe a pick or another depth player that can maybe help them out a little bit. Gary Trent Jr. or something like that, another shooter. Why not? But something like that because they don't need guards per se. They don't need wings per se. They have Vassell, they have Champagny, they have Keldon Johnson. They don't really need wings. They don't really need guards. Obviously, I mean, obviously they could use if they was to lose Fox, they could use another guard for sure off the bench. So like I said, if I said Trent or something like that, that's pretty decent. But or maybe another point guard, backup point guard. They don't need to get nobody too expensive, too high profile, nothing like that. Because you want to let them young dudes spread their wings now. Like we all see what they could do. We see what Harper could do. So next year it need to be Harper and Castle and let them fly. Let them spread their wings as much as they can spread them. Don't let nothing be in the way. They don't need a trade for Kyrie Irving, who my favorite. That's my favorite player. Shout out Kyrie, you that dude. Kyrie Irving, stand up. He coming back strong next year. Believe that. But I'm seeing little rumors of, yeah, trade Fox for Kyrie. Nah, I don't like that. Because Kyrie is kind of going to get in the way of what the young boys can do. I want to see them young boys spread their wings, man. So I want to see them young boys spread their wings. Fox, Castle, y'all boys. I mean, not Fox Castle. Harper Castle, y'all the future. Fox, you the past. You done, bro. You done. And I'm disappointed in you, man. I'm disappointed in you for sure. Mitch Johnson. I'm definitely disappointed in you too, my brother. Mitch Johnson. Um, that was horrible coaching. Horrible coaching from Mitch Johnson. I don't agree with his his lineups. This I kept telling my brothers that they should have played a big with Wemby. You need to play a big with Wemby sometimes. He doesn't need to be the only big on the court, the sole big on the court, man, meaning he has to man the paint. He has to bang and get physical down low sometimes for positioning, for rebounding, things of that nature. You don't want Wemby to keep banging and banging and banging all damn game. You don't want that. Like, I don't understand why Mitch Johnson didn't play a big with him. I do not get it. Like allow him to be more of a roamer, a freelancer, especially on defense, where I don't have to man the paint. I don't have to worry about like banging all the time. I can be like a supreme help side defender, and I can like roam and freelance the court, and I don't have to worry about manning the paint and protecting the paint because I have Cornette with me, or I have fucking Olenek. Somebody they had Olenek. Put Olenek in the game. Like I don't get it. I don't get like Miss Johnson's strategy right there. So I feel like that was a detriment to the Spurs. They never played another big with Wemby, and they made him be the damn only big, and that wore him down. Miss Johnson, horrible coaching. Miss Johnson, horrible coaching by not playing Keldon Johnson more. Keldon Johnson, I get it. He didn't have a great series, but for some reason, the first couple games, his minutes was already low as hell. The first 2, 3 games of the series, he played limited minutes. He's your sixth man of the year. Y'all bitch supposed to give me y'all no production. And you wasn't putting in the sixth man of the year off the bench? Like I don't get that. I don't get that at all. So Mitch Johnson, you gotta go back to the drawing board too, my boy. You gotta look in the mirror and be like, what did I do and what could I have done better to help my team win? Because the coaching was very questionable to me, man. I don't like the rotations. Like I said, I don't like the lack of not playing another big with Wimby. I don't like that you kept going with Fox in the fourth quarter over Dylan Harper. That was very very critical, and y'all losing, man. And Miss Johnson, you still young. You a young coach. You a young man. So I'm not gonna be too harsh on you, but to learn that lesson in real time, I know that gotta hurt a little bit, man. I gotta hurt because you were right there, man. Y'all were right there. Y'all were in the finals. Y'all were the favorite. Y'all had home court advantage. Everything was in front of y'all. Y'all let it go, man. So Miss Johnson, I'm disappointed in you, dog. Last but not least, Wimbayama, Victor. Victor. Man, he had a very up and down finals, man. Very up and down. Not unusual for a young man, especially the young man that's like touted to be the best player on the team, the leader of the team, the face of the team. Not only the team, the whole league. So he had a lot of pressure on him. Um, New York played greatly against him strategically. They kept somebody on him at all times. They got physical with him. They never let him just get too comfortable. he definitely forced the issue and made his presence felt in the series. You know, like I say, he was up and down, so he had some ups for sure. He had some great moments, but consistently, he was not good, and especially in the fourth quarter. His fourth quarter numbers were disgusting. Victor Wembanyama numbers in the fourth were horrible. I don't have him in front of me right now, but if you look at it, I guarantee they're going to be disgusting. He did not play well in the fourth quarter, and I attribute that to the Knicks a lot too, but I also attribute that to him, his coaching, his team, and him. Like they weren't putting him in a favorable position to be successful at all times. They offense every game they started good, and like, as the game went on, like everything got worse and worse. The offensive play efficiency got worse. Like you see that they stopped running plays. Like they started just playing one on one ball. They started shooting shots. Like and that's coaching. That's why I went on Miss Johnson because that's strictly uh 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 a result of coaching and bad coaching. Like you can't just have your team from multiple possessions just keep having empty possessions and random possessions. We just shooting right here, we shooting right there. No, you have to actually play ball. You have to actually run sets. You have to actually attack the defense weaknesses. You have to actually give yourself an advantage. And Miss Johnson didn't do that. But Wimby, he gonna learn. Wimby gonna learn. Like I said, the Spurs did him a disservice by not playing another big with him. Wemby should not be your full time big, your big all the time. He shouldn't be your only center, your only big man on the court. Like that's not using him to his greatest advantage. To have him playing at his greatest advantage is to have another big playing with Wemby. If they had Cornette or Lennox playing with Wemby out there, it'd be a whole different ballgame. But they refused to put another big in the game, and for whatever reason, they wanted Victor to play center every fucking time, all the time. And that's on him, man. He gonna have to live with that. The coaches got to live with that. The organization. Hopefully they learn from that for their sake. You feel me? But if not, then they this is gonna be just a lesson that wasn't learned. But I believe they will learn the lesson from this opportunity, man. Like they're a young organization right now, as far as the coaching and the team, so they had to go through it. This not Popovich, it's not Duncan, it's not David Robinson, it's not that. This is the new version of San Antonio. They made it to the finals when nobody thought they would. I'm talking about before the season. Before the season, nobody was saying that the damn Spurs were gonna make the finals. I think I seen somebody today over under was like 44 and a half, 45 and a half. The win loss over under. So that lets you know that they weren't even picked to be a playoff team in the West. Because 45 games, damn sure wasn't getting you the playoffs in the West. Well, maybe it will. Maybe it did. Maybe it did. But y'all know what I mean. Regardless, man, that was crazy, man. But the Spurs, they came up short. De'Aaron Fox, like I said, get your bags packed, brother. Because I'm pretty sure you're gonna be on the move soon. I would like the Spurs, like I said, to get somebody like a Bobby Portis, somebody like that, a veteran, somebody that can give them some spark, somebody that got some type of cojones. He got championship experience. He's a big that can play with Wimby, that can you know give them a different look. Because like I said, it's like they had all wings and guards playing with Wimby all the time. I don't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that that lineup. Like I didn't like that at all. I feel like the Spurs kind of let the coaching staff let their team down with that type of approach. I didn't like that Wemby always was playing with guards and wings. Like I want to see Wemby with another big. Like I feel like that would be a huge advantage for the Spurs and something that they didn't take advantage of. And yeah, I think that would help Wemby and the team a lot. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts on the finals. Uh, great win from the Knicks. Like I said, congrats to them, man. Mike Brown, Jalen Brunson, the whole team. Y'all deserve it. Y'all work hard for that. Y'all earned it, man. Y'all had ups and downs. Y'all was coming up short the last couple of years, and y'all made it to the mountaintop, man. So congratulations. Shout out to the New York Knicks, NBA champions, 2026 World Champions, New York Knicks. Shout out. And yeah, man. Last night, okay, what else we talking about? Last night we had some boxing. One of my favorite boxers, Ban Rodriguez, fought. Vargas, I believe. Was it Jesse Vargas? I forgot his name. I think it might have been Jesse Vargas. That was a good fight. Bam versus Jesse Vargas was a good fight. Vargas was touching Bam, he was touching Bam more than Bam is used to getting touched. But I feel like that I watched the fight again, the replay. I feel like that was more like Bam kind of accepting that. Like I don't think he was scared of the power or what was coming back. And I feel like he was trying to assert his physical dominance, his pressure, his forward momentum in that fight. So he took a couple shots that he probably wouldn't usually take just to move forward, just to get close that space so he could do what he needed to do. And when he landed that damn left hook, and I think that was the fifth round, the first knockdown. Oh my stars, that was crazy. That left hook was whew, beautiful, beautiful. And Bam Rodriguez, he has. I'm saying he has top three, no question, top five footwork in the sport of boxing today. I'm saying top three. I don't even know who I can even compare to him as far as footwork. Strictly footwork, his footwork is spectacular. Like it's to the point I'm about to really watch this man and watch his footwork so I can pick up some damn pointers. Just in case I get into a scrap out here, I got make sure my footwork is up to par. Cause Slim, that boy, his footwork is dangerous. Spectacular. Bam Rodriguez has spectacular footwork. He displayed it last night. Vargas was a worthy opponent. Like I said, he was touching Bam. He hit Bam a couple of times. He never hurt him, but he hit Bam consistently throughout the fight. But Bam also returned fire, and his punches clearly were more dangerous, more impactful, and overall, he just was a better fighter. After the first knockdown, we seen Vargas couldn't really get his bridges back under him. His legs was wobbly, and he made it through that round. But then the next round, Bam caught him again, and this time you could see his body like he wanted to get up, he couldn't. You seen he was out. His arm was out. You know the posture when somebody's on the ground, their arm kind of like out, like you see they want to get up but they physically can't do it. Like he knocked him out. Bam Rodriguez knocked him out, and it was very impressive. That was his first fight at that weight class. He was featherweight and I believe super featherweight champion. So I guess he went up to I forgot the name of that class, but I believe it was 122 pounds. I believe he went up to 122 pounds. So that's where he fought yesterday. And he became a three division champion, man. So Bam Rodriguez, Jesse Bam Rodriguez is a three division champion now, and he's dangerous. He's one of the best up and coming boxers in the sport, and they hyping up the fight between him and Inoue. And I've said it. I've been saying it for about a year now. I don't know why. I always felt. I think Bam can beat Inoue. But Inoue he has he's plateaued. We seen the best anyway. Like that's what I believe. He's like similar to Canelo. Like he's still dangerous. He's still great. His name's brand, like his actual, what he still is it is what it is. You still gotta respect him. You can't just disrespect him. Think anybody can be in there with him or beat him or anything like that. No. But is he his top peak form? No. I don't believe Inoue is. His last few fights, he's been getting touched a little bit more. I always feel like he got touched more than I would like for somebody that they claim is so great. I'm not disrespecting Inoue. I believe he is great. He is an all-time great. He's a boxing Hall of Famer, no question. He is an all-time great, especially for this era. Well, he's a great in this era, for sure. And yeah, I believe he gonna go down as an all-time great, and that's deserved too. But I always felt like he was a little bit overhyped as far as like when he was being number one on the pound for pound list and things like that. I never felt like that. Like, I always felt Bud was higher than anyway on the pound for pound. During that time, about 3, 4 years ago, I always felt that Usyk was higher than Inoue in the pound for pound list. But they always put Inoue very, very high. And like I said, he's great. I like him, but I always thought he was a little bit ranked a little bit too high for his actual talent and his resume. To be completely honest, Like what other great fighter has he fought on his resume? Like they were having him over Usyk on the pound for pound list when Usyk was fighting and beating Joshua and Fury and all these guys, like real champions that we know of that weren't that don't lose easily. Like I don't see that on anybody's resume. I don't see that. I know he got Cool Boy Fulton. He got a couple, very good, impressive wins, but on names on his resume. But besides that, it's like a couple other ones. It's not really that impressive. And like I said, his last few fights, he been getting touched, man. He got dropped like the fight before last. I don't I always felt like anyway is a slight bit overrated. Like I said, I'm not trying to disrespect him. I'm not trying to act like I don't believe he's a great fighter. 'Cause I believe he's a great fighter, but I believe he's a little overrated, man. I'm sorry. I'm sticking to that. And Bam Rodriguez is one of my favorite fighters. He's been one of my favorite fighters for a minute. I think Bam got anyway. He will get anyway. That would be a great fight because they both aren't scared to get in the kitchen. They both aren't scared to throw punches. They're both not scared to take a punch. So that's why I know for sure that fight will be entertaining as hell at the bare minimum. At the bare minimum, that fight will be entertaining just because the styles. Van Rodriguez versus Anyway. So if we get that fight in the future, that would be great. And I'm pretty sure Anyway wants to try to get something to supplant his legacy. He wants to try to get one more major big time fight before he bows out, and maybe even a fight in America. Like, because I don't think he's fought in America yet. Or since he's been the monster anyway, the A side guy, I don't think he's fought in America. I think all his fights has been in China, so or in Asia or overseas. So him versus Rodriguez, a money fight, it's a legacy fight. I don't see how either side says no. So I believe we probably will get that fight in the future, man, and that's gonna be great for boxing. Like I said, it'll be great for both those fighters to supplant their own legacy and maximize their own legacy. You feel me? So shout out to Ben Rodriguez though for last night. A hell of a fight, hell of a knockout, man. As a fan, we all love the knockout in boxing, man. So the fact that Bam delivered that knockout the way he did, that was spectacular. That was great. And like I said, him in any way in the future, I'm looking forward to it, man. But last but not least, what else going on? Oh yeah, Boots and Zed are that's like just like 2 weeks away, I believe, or next week. Um, that's gonna go. That's gonna be the fight of the year, I believe. Bam, Xander Zayas versus Boots Ennis is gonna be the fight of the year. Boots Ennis, I believe, is a favorite. Even though Xander is the champion, this is going to be an interesting fight. I think people are sleeping on Xander Zayas. I have been a huge Zayas fan for about 5 years. When I first seen him fight, I said this boy right here going to be one of the future faces of boxing for sure because he was so young and he was so good when I seen him already. I think I first seen him. When I first seen him, he might have been like 17 or 18. He was already professional, and obviously his competition at that time wasn't nothing special, but just judging him and his talent, I knew he can work his way to be what he is today, which is uh, a unified champion at 154, and that's not a small feat, especially at 23 or 24 years old, whatever age he is now. He's still very, very, very young. So the fact that he's accomplishing what he's accomplishing, and the fact that he's fighting Bruce Ennis when he did not have to, I want to emphasize this. He did not have to take this fight against Boots. He is the champion. He has way more to lose, but he understands what he has to gain, and that's why I like Xander Zaya because he's willing to put that on the line. He understands like being a people's champ or the public perception versus the actual perception inside the sport. Inside the sport, people are like, why are you doing this? It's a risky fight. You got nothing to gain. What do you have to gain? Da-da-da. That's what it's always about. What you have to gain, oh, it's too risky. And I understand that. I'm not being naive, especially when you're the people controlling and handling the business. You don't want to take high risk, low reward situations. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would we take this fight against Boots? What's the reward? We're not getting a belt Da 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 da. Plenty of reasons why that does make sense for him not to take that fight. I'm not gonna lie either. But somebody like Xander, what that reads to me is he's like, yeah, I get it, yeah, right, but I don't care. Like, I want that fight. I want to supplant my legacy. I want to let people know who the hell I am and what I'm willing to do and what I will do in this era during my time in boxing and who I'm going to be. And he's showing that. And as a fan, you can't do nothing but appreciate that. You can't knock that. As a fan, that's great to see that somebody's willing to take the challenge and risk their belt, their status, their stature for greatness because he knows if he beats Boots, like I say, he don't get another belt. He not about to, you know. It's like, of course, the boxing world will give him the proper praise as far as beating Boots. Period. We all know who Boots is. If Xander Zayas was to beat Boots, everybody will understand. Like, wow, he just did something great. But as far as like his actual boxing trajectory and the position he's in right now, nothing, no reward outweighs the risk that he's taking right now. And I heard that his camp didn't want him to take it. Like he basically forced his camp to make this fight. Like he told him, like, I don't want no other fight but Boots. Like, make the Boots fight happen. And they went involved the business making it happen, and they made it happen. But the fact that he said that he wanted this is very impressive. Whether he win, lose, or draw, win, lose, or draw, that's so impressive. I'm impressed by him by making this decision, taking this risk, and may the best man win, dog. Like I said, Xander Zayas has a chance. That boy can punch. That boy can fight. He knows he's a big kid. Boots is coming up in weight to his division. So this is interesting. This is not a gimme for Boots. Boots, he's shown the propensity to be hit. He's shown the propensity to maybe, get bored in there at times or be kind of like he's trying things out on dudes. And this might not be the time to do something like that. So if he come in there with that type of mentality, it might cost him. Now, I love Boots Ennis because what I just said, he be trying stuff out on dudes. Sometimes he get bored. Sometimes he will take a punch to try to get one. And it's like he, as a boxing, like if you watching with a keen eye and if you're just judging pure boxing, a lot of things Boots do you would probably like you wouldn't like that much. You'd be like, nah, I don't like that he do that. But I kind of see past that because I see he's in control when he does these things. Boots Ennis knows exactly what he's doing when he do what he do. When he get hit, he knew what he was doing. Like he does. Like you can see him roll with punches a lot. Even when he gets caught clean, he might get caught clean, but if he does, it wakes him up. So this is another thing about boxing I love. All the great boxers, when they get hit, they get mad. All the great boxers, when they get hit, they get mad and they want to get it back. Now, that's not always a good thing because sometimes your emotion get the better of you and you don't do things the right way to set up to get back. And you might even put yourself in a worse position and get hit again. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that's not a great thing, but that mentality to always want to get it back is a great thing. And Boots has that. When you get him, he wants to get you back, and he goes about it in a good way though, because he understands. Like, okay, you got me. He thinks before he acts. He realizes what he needs to do, and he does it. And he immediately go about the business to try to get that get back. And that's a great thing as a boxer because you don't want to lead the judges with any image of you getting bested. So if you do get bested, but if you can come back immediately and get that back, that plays well to the judges. And psychologically, the opponent knows like, man, every time I get this dude, he come back and get me. So that starts to wear on your opponent. That starts to make them press. So when they do get you, now they're gonna be expecting you to try to get back. So now you can use that to your advantage and set something up. You know what I'm saying? So this is a very interesting fight. It's going to take place in New York. Xander Zayas is Puerto Rican, so obviously Puerto Rico has a huge contingency in New York. Boots Ennis from Philly, so he right down the street. So it's going to be an electric crowd. Pretty sure a lot of Philly going to be in there. Boots supporters going to be in there. Um, There's a lot of Puerto Ricans gonna be in there, a lot of Xander Zayas supporters gonna be in there, and of course we got the racial dynamic. Like it's not a racist thing. I'm just being honest. Like anytime you have a racial dynamic with great fighters in boxing, it just makes it more interesting. It just does. Like we can all sit there and act like it's not a thing. We all know it's a thing, man. We all know it's a thing. A great Hispanic fighter against a great black versus a great white, especially when it's a black versus whatever. Anything black versus whatever is going to make for great like excitement, the anticipation, the electricity, all the extra buzz around it because things do go down a racial line at times. It's just a fact, and people root for their race, and as they should. As they should. You white, you should want white people to be great. If you black, you should want black people to be great. If you're Hispanic, you should want Hispanic people to be great. If a Hispanic person is facing a black person or a white person or Asian, Indian, whatever person in a competition and you're white, you should vote for the white. You should go for the white person. Or I understand you wanting the white person to win. If you're black and they're going against another race, and you're rooting for and you're watching somebody compete versus somebody that's another race, you're gonna usually vote for your race as you should. So if you're black, you're gonna 9 out of 10 you're gonna go for Boots. If you're Hispanic, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna go for Xander. That's understandable. It's not a bad thing. It's just human nature, man. But that's the dynamic that's going on. Like I said, they both East Coast kind of based because Xander is from Puerto Rico. You know, Puerto Rico has a huge contingency in New York, so he's gonna have a big support in New York. Boots is from Philly, right down the road from New York. He's gonna have huge support. East Coast, it's gonna be electric, man. It's middle of the summer, it's hot outside. Boots' birthday, I guess, is the day before, the day after the fight. So I know it's a special time for him. It's gonna be great, man. So I'm looking forward to that fight coming up, man, in a week or so. That's gonna be electric, and I'm looking forward to that a lot. But man, I ain't gonna lie, we in the dog days, y'all. We in the dog days. The NBA Finals is over, man. We in the dog days of the summer. It's about to get hotter and more boring. We all waiting for college football. We all waiting for the NFL. But until then, we got WNBA. We got baseball. Hockey about to be done. Anybody that like these sports, for gambling purposes, I stay, you know, I stay in tune with what's going on. I'm not a avid baseball fan or hockey fan or even WNBA fan, even though I love basketball. But I do be tuned in with these sports. I might even tune into the damn hockey game tonight, man, just because it might be the last one. I think they said I don't give a damn about hockey, but hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Capitals fan. I'm a DMV dude, so I like all the hometown teams. I only root for hometown team. The only team that's not hometown that I root for is the Lakers. I am a Lakers fan. I'm a Wizards fan too. I have two basketball teams. Go argue with your dad, your mom. I don't give a damn who hate on me for that. I'm a real fan of both teams. I don't give a damn what nobody says. I grew up a Lakers fan. That's the reason I started loving and watching basketball is because of the Lakers, because of Kobe Bryant. That's who inspired me to love and watch basketball the way I do and play the game the way I did. And nobody want to change that. Go kick rocks, go argue with your mom. I don't give a damn. But I am a Wizards fan too. I'm a hometown dude, so I adopted the Wizards too. I have equal passion for both. I really love both. I really root for both. Like, I used to be like, oh, I'm a kind of Lakers fan more, but I like the Wizards because my hometown. I don't really say that no more. I'm just a fan of both. And like I said, go argue with your damn mom. I don't care. But besides the Lakers, I am a hometown dude, so I did watch the Capitals hockey playoff run that year. And I think I watched maybe every damn game in the Stanley Cup Finals. I probably tuned into every game at least a little bit, and I really felt like so happy and proud for the Capitals when they won, man. Like I felt so happy. I watched the Nationals run when we went on our run and won in the World Series. Um, Man, that was so special. That was so special, man. Steven Strasburg, Max Scherzer, Juan Soto, Anthony Rendon, Ryan Zimmerman. Man, I know I'm forgetting some guys, man. I'm forgetting a couple guys, man. We had some dudes. Daniel Murphy, man. We had some dudes, man. We had some dudes during that run, dog. And like I said, I'm a real DMV dude, man. I'm a real DMV fan. So I always root for the hometown, man. So my Wizards, we about to get the number one pick coming up. We getting AJ DeBansa. So I'm looking forward to the future of the Washington Wizards, man. So but to recap, we talked about the Knicks in the Spurs finals. Shout out to the Knicks, congratulations, NBA champions 2026. We talked about Bam Rodriguez knocking out Vargas last night and getting becoming a three weight class world champion. Shout out to Jesse Bam Rodriguez, one of my favorite fighters. Shout out, salute, salute, salute. Um, Shout out to Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas, about to give us probably the best boxing match of the year coming up. A great fight. Looking forward to that. And yeah, man, it's the weekend recap. It's your boy Easy said and done, man. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate everybody that came through and showed me some love. Everybody that gave me a like. I see I got 2 likes. So whoever gave me them 2 likes, man, much, much appreciated. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't care if it's 2 likes. I don't care if it's 1 like. Whatever, man. I love, I love the appreciation. I love people just to rock with me. Come give me your opinion in the comment section on the chat, the live chat feed. I love it all, man. I love the interaction. I love sports. I love talking sports. So I just randomly talk about any sport anytime, man. But I love basketball, football, and like probably boxing is my main sports that I actually enjoy talking about and watching. Um, you could throw in, like I said, certain situations. I can watch anything though. I know the World Cup going on. I'm not, a big soccer dude. So I'm not really that wrapped up in that, even though I'm following it a little bit. But it's the dog days of the summer for us sports fans. So we gotta find what we can and enjoy what we can right now. But regardless of that, man, it's your boy Easy said and done. Like I said, share, and subscribe. Make it y'all best time till next time. Bless us all, man. Peace.